Good evening, my name is Connor Wynn, and this is my persuasive nonverbal communication presentation. Today I'm going to be trying to convince you and encourage you to use nonverbal communication more effectively. I want you to listen to what your body is saying, put distractions away, use open posture, match your theme to your tone to your words, and read others with context. These are all the themes of this presentation. We're going to start with a good example. Have you ever heard somebody say, "I'm fine," but their body language may not have matched that message? You can see by this example here, she could be saying, I'm fine," or "I'm fine." That last one, the face is tense, the tone is sharp, posture is closed, and the eye contact is gone. These are all really good examples of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication shapes how people understand us, trust us, and respond to us. So we should be more aware of the messages that we're sending, even if they aren't necessarily the words that we're saying. That second half of the message is most important. So key idea is your body often speaks before your words do. 3 key points, give a little bit of a roadmap for us here. We're going to cover what it is, why it matters, and how to improve. And these are all the things that we're going to cover here. First quote, nonverbal communication is the act of conveying information without the use of words. According to APA Dictionary of Psychology, it is broader than just body language. It includes the facial structure, facial tones, facial expressions, posture, gestures, space, and appearance. As you can see, I've dressed nice for this presentation. That is a really good example of showing you that I'm prepared, that I want you to be engaged and involved just as much as I am. What counts? Facial expressions, posture and body language, eye contact, tone of voice, space, touch, and of course, appearance, as I've mentioned. These cues are working during almost any interaction you'll have across family members, schoolmates, work co-workers, bosses. Every situation you'll be in will involve one or more of these. Another quote, nonverbal communication involves many modalities, including face, voice, body, touch, and interpersonal space, according to the Annual Review of Psychology. So it involves many modalities, not just one. It's not just considered body language. It is the other half of the message you are trying to convey. Here, a quick example. We've got our lovely lady here. She's very open. She's got a positive look on her face. She is engaging. She is listening. Compared to our friend here who is distracted on his phone, he might say he's listening, but his nonverbal communication says something different. Which one do you think is more open? They're not saying anything, so how do you know? They're nonverbal cues. Going right into why is it important, facial expressions change meaning and it can alter the whole message. As we've seen from the last example, same words, different face, different message. Smile, eyebrows, space, where you're turned can change the entire relay of a message. So we're going to use this example, I'm glad you're here. First, flat and uninterested. I'm glad you're here. Sharp and irritated. I'm glad you're here. Warm and sincere. I'm glad you're here. All of those have different, they said the same words, but they have different relays and different receptions of the same message. Quick statistics for you real quick. Screens are a part of the nonverbal environment, and as we know, phones are everywhere, so distraction is really easy to communicate nowadays. 98% of US adults own a cell phone of some kind, while 91% own a smartphone. They say, I'm listening, but as we saw from our example earlier, your phone might actually say otherwise. 82% of people say that cell phone use at social gatherings can hurt the conversation, and 89% of cell phone owners said they'd use their phone during the most recent social gathering. So, all of us went to some social situation, sat here on our phones, and may have tried to listen to a speech, listen to somebody speaking, listen to somebody, but this doesn't necessarily convey that I'm listening or being aware of my own nonverbal cues. Why you should use it intentionally. It reads attention, confidence, and honesty through nonverbal cues. So first impressions, as with a job interview, if you're sitting there on your phone as compared to being open, engaged, and asking and answering questions, they might not be very receptive to that. as well as trust, clarity, professionalism, listening, and respect across all relationships you're going to have. Your nonverbal cues are important. Professional settings, as we've mentioned, it can show confidence. Eye contact shows attention, tone shows respect, and how you dress shows if you're prepared and fitting the setting. Nonverbal communication should reinforce what is being said, not contradict it. As a cell phone is a great example, if I'm listening, my nonverbal cues should show that. Why I care about this topic personally: I am hard of hearing, I am a coda, I come from a deaf family, and a coda means I am a child of a deaf adult. In sign language, the half of the message is so important because there's a big difference between I'm fine and I'm fine. That facial cue, that nonverbal communication, makes up the entire other half of the message. And just because sign language is a nonverbal language does not mean that we can't use it in English or in spoken language. Our nonverbal cues are the other half of the message, and they carry just as much weight. So how can you improve your nonverbal communication? We are going to notice your cues, match your message, reduce distractions, and read others with context, and we'll cover those here in just a second. First, self-awareness. What am I communicating before I speak? Find a reflective surface, such as a phone or a mirror, or even just the water if you're walking by something outside. Check how you look. Do you have a closed off look? Do you sound like you're not engaged, like you don't want to be here? Check yourself before these situations and see how you're actually coming across. Your face, posture, tone, presence, and any distractions you may have with you are all going to play a part in that. Match your body to your message. Are you matching non-verbally what you're actually saying? Do you want to come off open and engaged? Do you want to come off closed off and retracted? If not, your listener may trust the nonverbal message more than what you're actually saying. Reduce your distractions. If you absolutely need to, get rid of the phone. Get rid of anybody that makes you not present. Face the speaker, use posture, and respond naturally. This one is extremely important. Don't read too much into a single gesture or nonverbal cue. They're all clues, not mind reading, and we need to be mindful of context and have patience and care with the other person. We cannot assume too much about why people are doing the things they do. As I said in my informative speech, I had a guest that was there that had their leg crossed and they were kind of leaned back. Don't know if they had a bad knee or if they were uninterested, but I can't read too much into that. You also can take into account, are they bored? Are they nervous, tired, overwhelmed, hard of hearing, autistic, or processing differently? These are all things that should be taken into consideration before making assumptions or judgment about another person's nonverbal cues. A quick reset. Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your phone put away? Are you facing the person or your audience? Does your tone match the message you're trying to relay? Do you have open posture? Are you breathing correctly? Before your next conversation, choose just one cue to improve, because small messages can make your whole entire message clearer and more engaging. Today, I asked you to understand what nonverbal communication is, care about why it affects you, your trust, connection with others, and improve it with awareness, alignment, and fewer distractions. It's not an instant judgment, it's just more awareness and thoughtfulness of yourself and the other person. These are my resources. Thank you for coming. Do you have any questions? Maybe? No? Okay. Thank you all. Have a good night.